Today it is my pleasure as Auntie Dio Benjamins-Laniyi to be hosting this very uniquely put together program on the topic sex and lust and its damaging effects. First of all, let me tell you how sorry I am that I am not with you physically, but how happy I am that because of technology, you and I can still have this interface and opportunity to talk and hear just what it is that we have to say, one to the other and within yourselves, because I'm sure there will be a very robust interaction following this discussion. So welcome to this talk and discussion once again on sex and lust and its damaging effects. Now, first of all, let me make it clear that in speaking to the audience that I know I'm speaking to, you're all supposed to be born again, tongue speaking, demon casting, anointed and appointed sons and daughters of the Most High God. Yes? If you say yes, then let me hear you say yes, Auntie D. All right. Now, in hearing you respond to that, I wonder what your heart is saying as a witness to what you've just said about being sons and daughters of God. In the matter of sex and lust, let me clarify something very quickly. Sex is not lust, and lust is not sex. God created sex. There is nothing wrong with sex. If there was no sex, hello, there'd be no Auntie D talking to you, and there'd be no Auntie D talking right now to the ears that are hearing me. In other words, I wouldn't be here and you wouldn't be there without sex. So God created sex when he created man and woman. When God created man and woman, human race, he created sex. In other words, it wasn't supposed to be through immaculate conception that you and I were to come into the world. Yes, in the beginning, he created man and woman in his own image. Male and female, he created them. But that prototype was now to become in itself a manufacturer of the created product. Because when God creates the seed, when he created the tree, he put the seed in the tree, in the fruit in the tree. In the same way, when God created man and woman, he put the seed, sperma, in the man, and he put a womb in the woman, and knew that the connection would be by intimacy, relationship. And through that intimacy and relationship, through intercourse and carnal knowledge, would come the offspring of man and woman, which would produce the generations through which bloodlines, families in the earth could be called blessed, or by separation from the righteousness of God become cursed. Again, I ask you, as anointed sons and daughters of God, are you walking in the righteousness that ensures that you represent that generational bloodline by righteousness that God ordained through sex, because he created a man for a woman and a woman for a man? Having understood that as a principle, because they say wisdom is a principal thing, now let's go further. Lust is the perversion of sex. In other words, when the abuse of a thing, because its intent is not known or is not properly used, is what now works out. For instance, lust, perverting sex. You end up, actions perverting sex end up creating what you call lust. L-U-S-T, not L-O-S-T. But the truth of the matter is, when you think of it, a child of God who walks in L-U-S-T, lust, is lost. You've lost direction because you are not following the leading of the Spirit, and you're not walking according to the principles and precepts set by God and the righteousness that comes from loving God and walking in obedience. Having said that, that is sex and that is lust. You understand what sex is? Sex is what God, is God's idea. It was his from the foundations, from the first time he conceived man in his mind. And lust is what man did to God's idea, perverting it.